Music that's more you.
This is Hot 95.7.
Right, we have Elio Pace, or is it Pace on the phone? Elio, how do you pronounce your last name?
Hello there, Lee. How do I? Well, I pronounce it Pace, but you're absolutely right to say Pace, because originally, when my mum and dad are both Italian, and they emigrated in the '60s, and you know everyone used to. She was Maria Pace, Umberto Pace, and English people weren't really pronouncing the name properly. She said she was finding herself correcting people more often than not, and in the end she went, do you know what, Pace, you know, Pace, whatever. She said in the end, just to say Pace is much easier. So it became Pace. When I was born, I've only ever really known Elio Pace, really.
Ah, right. So, but we're okay because we're in a foreign country, so we can still call you Pace.
You're absolutely right to say, and I'm very proud of my Italian heritage and my Latin heritage, so you can call me whatever you like, Lee.
Thank you so much. Now, where are you at the moment? Are you actually in London?
Well, I live in Epsom, yes, and we're snowed in. Oh. We have, I believe you've got some snow as well, is that right?
We've got snow on the mountains around us, but it's mainly just wet weather here, but it's warm, wet weather.
Oh, well, you know what's happened here? England has come to a halt because we've got 6 inches of snow. You know, no, I mean, I'm looking out over a winter wonderland out my back window here. It is beautiful. I live up in Epsom by the Common, and yeah, but it's gorgeous, yes, but the whole country's come to a halt.
It's amazing, isn't it, how it just grounds to a halt over things like a little bit of snow.
It is. Just, I mean, people say this all the time, but, you know, we do seem to be one of the only countries that can't deal with the white stuff. I lived in Norway and worked in Norway for quite a few years, travelling around the country, even right up there in the Arctic Circle. And by this morning, even though the snow would have come up to midway up the cars, there would still be a clear black road to drive your car on, you know, and nothing goes wrong there in Norway as far as the snow is concerned. But anyway, it's beautiful, and it's like extending Christmas, which I love, obviously. So.
Yeah. Now, you talk about Christmas being a very family time. How's your daughter? Because I understand she's not been too good.
Oh, well, you know what? She's fine. The short answer of that is she's absolutely fine. She was born 5 months ago. I became a father back in July, so it's nearly 6 months. And, yeah, the little thing, she was born with a faulty valve in her heart, which pumps the blood out of the hides. Unfortunately, it's a common thing that happens. Not too common, but, you know, a lot of kids get it. It's called aortic stenosis, words that I didn't even know how to spell this time last year. But
yeah.
But she's got that, but she was caught by fantastic. Well, my wife spotted it, but we took her to the hospital. The Royal Brompton Hospital in Chelsea are looking after her amazingly, and she's had 2 heart operations before Christmas, and the prognosis is great. So you know, they reckon that she's going to have to sort of have another operation when she's about 6 or 7 years old, where they will replace the valve. So it's basically maintaining that little valve open until then. But apart from that, she is absolutely fine and gorgeous and lovely and growing stronger every day. And to be honest, I can hardly concentrate when she's awake because she has the most beautiful blue eyes, and it's difficult to get anything done when I'm around.
Oh, the words of a proud father.
Oh, I really am. It's my first child, and at 41, and I just absolutely adore her. Yeah.
Okay, now Elio Pace started basically, I guess, 20 years ago. Is it with the Bob Monkhouse Opportunity Knocks?
That's right. When Bob, this is back in 1988, and in 87 they resurrected Opportunity Knocks and gave it to Bob Monkhouse to present, and I was an absolutely enormous Bob Monkhouse fan back then, as I still am now, unfortunately. He's no longer with us, but, and I applied to Op Knox because I wanted to meet Bob Monkhouse. I was at college, I was having done, you know, schooling and all that sort of stuff, and I just thought, I'm going to go and do that, give it a go. And I sang one of my own songs on the show, and I did quite well. I won my heat, put me in the final, and in the final, which was live on BBC television, 1988, so what was it, 15 million people were watching it. You know, it was quite an amazing thing, and I learned so much. It was a great experience, and and I got to meet Bob, and it was great. So I went on from there to do lots of things. I got signed up by a massive London-based agency who put me on shows with Michael Barrymore. This is 1988, the end of the 80s, where Michael Barrymore was the biggest television star, and Les Dawson was still with us, and I did his last television show. I ended up working with a lot of people back then, you know.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. I'm just looking at some of the people that you actually worked with, and being asked by Ronnie Corbett to be a special guest on his UK tour.
Well, that's absolutely true. I literally was at college one week, playing around and doing my music thing, and then the next week I've got Ronnie Corbett on the phone at my mum's house. The phone rings and it's Ronnie Corbett. He's seen me on the television live on that Saturday night, and found out who was looking after me. And as I say, it was just a brand new management deal that I just signed, and he tracked me down and rings my house. Hello, it's Ronnie Corbett here. Hello. Can I speak to Elio, please? You know. So I picked up the phone, and he said, I'd love you to come on tour. I'm doing a show. I'm doing a couple of shows up in Edinburgh at the King's Theatre. Would you like to come and open the show for me? And that actually, I'm very, very, very proud to say that began what has become a friendship with the family. The Corbetts are really good friends of mine. In fact, I'm godfather now to Ronnie's grandson.
Oh,
Dylan,
that's fantastic.
So Ronnie's daughter, Sophie, who's a fantastic performer in her own right. We became friends back then, and so we're still friends with the family. That was an amazing time, that Opportunity Knocks time.